and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Nightwing figure, and this is based on Better Than Batman. So I think it's a particular comic book series that he's in, that this particular version of Nightwing is based on, Now I must admit, I did have trouble finding this figure. I actually had to order this, and I ordered it from like GameStop. But then once I actually had ordered it, I went into like a local GameStop and they had one in there, So I was kind of like surprised. But I was actually having trouble finding these like in Walmarts or Targets. Like this Nightwing figure now, like most of the other McFarlane like toys, like DC Multiverse figures, I was finding. But like the Nightwing, the Batgirl, and so on, I had trouble actually like finding them particular figures in Walmart. So I actually ended up ordering this one. But it turns out that these are apparently in GameStop stores. That's where I did find this particular one, So yeah, as you can see, this is the box for it, and this also contains like a build-a-piece, like a thing where you build like it's a Batmobile that is actually building. You need like 3 pieces because I already had one with Batgirl. And this is actually the second piece, As you can see, this is the Nightwing figure in the box, You can see him right there and the accessories that he has. One of the things I think is kind of cool, it also says Nightwing Better Than Batman right here on the side. Then like Nightwing right here on the that right there too on the name, And of course it says number 2 right there. So this actually had like the second piece, for actually building the Batmobile. So I think that's kind of cool. Even right here you can see it that this was the actual second piece. Well, they consider Nightwing to be the second piece in the build-a-piece thing for building the Batmobile. So I think that's kind of interesting, because I have like the Barber one too as well. And hers did actually say it's like the first piece. I didn't even notice that, at first. That they actually did have these like in order. Like you have 1 and you have 2. So that's interesting. And of course it also shows like the other ones is available, especially as far as like the build the Batmobile. You see the other 3 figures that actually have that too as well. And it has an image of Nightwing right down the back, too as well. As usual, here's like the background insert that comes with the figure. You can see like the card up here, and he set the stand right here as well. There's the Nightwing figure. So I'm gonna do is go ahead and measure him. And he stands over 7 inches. So almost 8 inches. So I guess what I'll do is talk about his accessories. And as you can see, he does have like the DC stand. That has like the DC logo and the peg over here. And he does stand on his own, as you can see. Now so far my McFarlane Toys figures, they haven't been falling, They really do like stand, Especially if you have them like on their stand. So I'm just going to put them on this anyway. But I can actually connect them not needing the stand. They actually just stand on their own, but I still actually use the stands, And then of course he has like the collectible card right here too as well. And again, this is based on the comic book, I guess series known as Better Than Batman. I don't think it was a story arc. It's probably like a series. Because when you read like the source material, it does say like on the back, it says that this does come from was based on Nightwing issue 1. From Comics 2016, well, in 2016. And of course we know that his real name is Richard Grayson, but they call him Dick Grayson. His height is 5'10". That's still the stuff number that I'm curious about, like their height. And his weight is 175 pounds. Now it says Dick Grayson began his crime-fighting career as the original Robin, Batman's protege and crime-fighting partner, an expert acrobat and skilled fighter. Dick eventually left the nest and ventured out on his own as a new hero called Nightwing. His childhood experiences as a circus acrobat and trapeze artist make him extremely agile. He is a superior fighter and a highly skilled martial artist who has been personally trained by Batman. Nightwing is a keen detective, a natural leader, and a strategist with advanced knowledge of a variety of technologies. So I think that's cool that, that they give you like their stats and stuff like on their height and weight. I think that's kind of cool, That's awesome. Now I guess one of the accessories that I do want to talk about, I guess first, is the actual build-a-piece that Nightwing comes with. And as you can see, he has like the second piece of the Batmobile. And this, I must admit, this does look awesome, I like how that weather like look like it's been through like some like I guess you could say like some action, or stuff like that, because it looks like it's worn out, I think that's cool. And I guess this is where you will hook it at when you hook them together. And you can see it has like the top of it and stuff too as well. Now this doesn't have any no part of the wheels on it, I noticed that, But you also see like the back part of it too as well. That's kind of cool. Now this is the piece that came with Barbara with the Batgirl figure. So I guess what you do is you just take these, and you can see how they are, Like this one has like the pegs on it, and this has like the holes. So I guess you just like press them together. So I'm gonna see if I can actually do that. And you actually do hear it click together when you do it, as you can see. So there's half of the Batmobile actually done, So I need like one more piece to actually complete this, So I think that's kind of cool. This is an awesome accessory to have too, Now I want to bottle it, put it out, but I'm just gonna leave it there, Now the next accessories that I'm gonna talk about for Nightwing, and this is actually it too. This is actually Escrima sticks, as you can see, right here. And he has like 2 of them. I know sometimes like in the comics or whatever, I think these be kind of painted blue, But I think that'd be because like I know a lot of times they have like that shock thing in them where you can where he electrocutes them. And I think that's why they be like that. I'm not too sure, I know these sometimes have different looks to them, but they do have these like painted like a solid black, and you get like 2 of them. I believe this is like the handle, if I'm not mistaken, and I think this is like the top part that has like the shock in it. So they're painted like in a solid black, and you have 2 of them. Now, one of the things I think is cool about this too, if you look at Nightwing right here himself, you can see like this back part of him where you can actually holster the stick. So I do think that's kind of awesome. So I'm gonna see if I can try one right quick. And yeah, they do go on pretty good, I didn't have to force it. So I think that's kind of cool. So voila, as you can see, there they are on his back. Now that's awesome. So there's no question. That's where I probably would be actually keeping these on Nightwing. It's actually like on his back. So I think that's kind of awesome. Then another thing too, I guess you can put them in his hand. So I'm gonna see if I can do that right quick. Another thing I want to touch on too is I actually do believe that this actually is like the gripping part of the Escrima stick. And I must admit it was like kind of thick, because I'm actually having trouble putting it put this in Nightwing's hair, So I do kind of notice that. But it is like a nice like a rubbery material. So I don't think that you actually have to worry about this like break unless you're really forcing it, It's kind of like a rubbery like material. And as you can see, there's Nightwing with the Escrima sticks in his hand. Now I must admit, I actually had trouble getting the sticks in his hands because they're like so thick, So I actually had to loosen them up with like the hair dryer, to actually get them in his hand, So I'm kind of surprised about that, But then I think that is kind of cool, And I guess you can kind of hold them whichever way you want to, But I do believe that these were really the handles, and this part up here is where he actually uses like, when he's like hitting enemies or whatever, shocking them, That's cool. Now what I do is talk about the actual articulation and look of the Nightwing figure. Now I must admit, this is a pretty good looking Nightwing figure, and it's based on like an appearance like in a comic book series that I'm not too familiar with, but still is like a awesome looking figure, I know it's like the mask right there looks pretty good. I know a lot of times McFarlane has like them paint issues with their figures, but I think that's still okay. This one looks okay. I like how you said a nice abdominal effect right there through his suit. That's awesome. I like the wing across his chest too. That's cool. Now his head can be turned like that. It has like the hedge on it. He can kind of look up, but not too much. And you can kind of look down, but not too much, I like how you said the blue right there paint on his knuckles. I think that's kind of cool. Instead of just being like a solid black, you can't set the blue like on his knuckles, I think that's awesome. And of course, they can be turned. arms could be lifted up. Of course, you can do the split. The split. I like how he has like the paint down here too on his legs. That's cool. It's like not all solid black. I like how they have like the blue and everything. That's cool. There's his feet, which can be turned. You know, you can rotate them. The knees can be bent too. The waist, now his waist can kind of rock, but not too much. Like the ab crunch, he kind of has ab crunch. Actually, he does. He has an ab crunch. Yeah, I am impressed with it. I think this is an awesome figure, you know. And to be honest, this could probably be my favorite figure so far from McFarlane Toys. 'Cause I really am liking like the Harley Quinn figure. And I believe it's probably because they don't have like a cape with them, you know, just like they're like empty, you know. So I believe that's why it kind of stands out. Plus they have like awesome articulation too as well. Okay, as you can see, here's my McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse collection. So as you can see, I have the Nightwing figure. Have a Superman based on Action Comics 1000. Here's the Batgirl figure. Here's the Batman based on Detective Comics issue 1000. Here's the Batman based on the animated series and the Harley Quinn figure too as well. Now so far I really am enjoying these figures from McFarlane Toys. I'm glad that he has the license, you know, and I can't wait to see what other figures he's going to be putting out too as well. So yeah, I really am enjoying this license, you know, so far, you know. Okay, so there's the DC Multiverse Nightwing figure from McFarlane Toys, and this is based on the Nightwing Better Than Batman like comic series, you know. Like I said, I wasn't really too familiar with that particular like story, comic book story arc, you know. But I think this is an awesome figure. This is probably one of my favorite as far as like the McFarlane Toys DC figures go. This is probably one of my favorites because I really am enjoying like the Harley Quinn figure. And I bet it's because they don't have like no cape on them, you know. They're just like solid and simple, you know. And their articulation is just awesome, you know. So I am very impressed with this, you know. I really do like it, you know. If anything, like the Escrima sticks, they were kind of thick and I had trouble kind of putting them in his hand, you know, but I actually got them in there, you know. But yeah, I think this is an awesome figure. I would definitely recommend this, especially with fans like any kind of characters from like the Batman family or like Nightwing in general. I would definitely recommend picking this one up, you know. It's probably got to be probably one of the best figures you can find based on Nightwing, you know. But anyway, this is the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Nightwing figure, you know. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.